For more on the benefits and challenges of working from home, let's bring in Chris Dyer. He's founder and CEO of PeopleG2 and an international keynote speaker and remote work expert. Welcome to the show, Chris. First, talk about some of the big companies that have shifted to work from home for the foreseeable future.
Well, I think as your report just mentioned, most companies that could or should have really moved there. There has been quite a few companies that have indicated that this will be permanent or they will allow employees to keep this permanently. And there's the mixed bag of those that have said that they're only going to do it as long as they have to do it. So there certainly is a difference there. It'll be interesting to see if this sticks. Once we don't have to do this, will this become a something that maybe the employees are advocating for, and it becomes a shift in where people end up deciding to work?
It looks to me like you're working from home, so I have to ask about worker productivity in general and work-life balance. Is the sense that workers are happier working from home?
Well, happier is an interesting question. So, we're not really working from home how we typically work from home. So my companies have been, work from home for many, many years, and we were used to having peace and quiet and having deep time to think and to work. Right now, we have our spouses with us, our family with us, kids with us, and it's not really replicating what we're going to see when the pandemic ends. So employees, if they did like it right now, they're going to really love it when they have this time to sit and think. But we're also seeing, though, even besides that, employees are saying that they're so much happier not having to drive into work, to have commutes, to have to do certain functions or be around certain people or do certain things at work that were sort of needless and a waste of their time. So overall, happiness has gone up as it relates directly to work for right now during the pandemic.
You mentioned the spouse, the kids. I often wonder if the solution is working from home is actually working from someone else's home. But how can businesses make sure their teams stay connected? How does management fight meeting or Zoom fatigue and worker isolation, essentially?
Yeah, so, every employee, everybody is looking for signposts and cues as to how we're supposed to work and what are we supposed to do and what are these norms. And so organizations often take this sort of misguided approach that our large culture as an organization is going to somehow guide us on our everyday decisions. Really, it's the teams. If you think about a job that you liked, it was that manager, it was that team that you were on. You may have appreciated your overall company's approach, but it really wasn't what the CEO was pontificating about that made your job happy or not happy. So when we go remote, we really want our managers to focus on their teams, on their people, almost exclusively, and to stop worrying about trying to be so connected, with 100 people, and to really worry about those 5 or 10 people that directly report to you, and to be as effective as you can inside of those teams.
Has the shift to working from home saved employers money?
Absolutely. So a lot of employers spend a great deal of money on, bringing in activities or paying for food, certainly electricity, utilities. I mean, there's all those expenses that have gone away. But there is a shift, and depends on the state that you're in. Employers may be required to give some nominal amount of money to employees to reimburse them for certain expenses at home. But overall, we see when companies go fully remote, they do sort of save quite a bit of money.
What about the trickle-down effect of working from home on other industries like retail and restaurants and even tourism and hospitality, which really rely on a condensation of people in downtown areas?
Yeah, I mean, right now that's certainly a big concern, and the hope is that those companies and those industries can survive until we see some, shift. With people working from home, if that were to become the norm, if we had that as a more regular occurrence or a hybrid type working, I think people are still going to go to conferences. We're still going to travel. We still like to connect and do those things. That's not going to go away as long as those industries can survive, during this time. So I think the pandemic is more the concern there than maybe long-term what will happen with remote work overall.
Is your prediction that work from home is the future?
Well, I think it's the present. I think it's what's our reality right now, and maybe our future is going to be, how will that change? How will that shift? There are so many people that don't have to live in a very expensive place. They don't have to live in LA or New York or somewhere with a high cost of living. They can go and move closer to the middle of the country and still work for a great company and have a great salary. So, what will happen in the future, I think is a little murky, but yes, remote work is here to stay.